went to grade school. It is my great pleasure to have here with us today our dear respected Fadilatul Syeikh Hamza, who is coming to us from Australia, from Melbourne, to join us today to address you guys on a very important topic, inshallah, about the identity of the Muslim, about being proud of being a Muslim. You are here in a Muslim school, in a Muslim country, a Muslim culture. And the question is, really, why are you a Muslim? Are you proud of being a Muslim? And how do you show it? And what's your responsibility? What is your duty towards this ummah? So, just a quick introduction to Al-Hamra, who's been actively involved in the Muslim community for over 20 years, or even more. He is the founder of the Islamic Information Services Network of Australia, and he has been instrumental in its growth. He does weekly talks and inspiring speeches that have affected many people around the world. Alhamdulillah, I've known about him for quite some time. And he is himself involved in education for a very long time. And is about to start a school, mashallah, in Australia, an Islamic school. So please show the utmost respect. If you have questions, make sure you keep your questions for the end. And I hope you can have some questions and try to think about what he says. Don't just listen. There's a difference between hearing, between listening, between comprehending. When you comprehend something, you understand something, it usually naturally creates a question. You want more explanation. So please, if you have something to ask him, inshallah at the end, you can ask him some questions. Without further ado, Fadl Shaykh.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الصادق الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه وعلى من سار على دربهم واتبع نهجهم إلى يوم الدين. All praise is due to Allah. We praise Him, we seek His help, and we seek His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evil of ourselves and the evil of our actions. Whomever Allah guides, none can misguide, and whomever Allah leads astray, none can guide. I bear witness that there is no God or deity worthy worship but one, Allah the Almighty, and I bear witness that the Prophet ﷺ is the slave and the messenger of Allah. First of all, I am privileged, I am pleased, I am so happy to meet my young brothers and my young sisters. And we all know that Allah the Almighty has said, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in Al-Quran, indeed, verily, the believers are brothers. So we're one family here, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. And Allah the Almighty has given us the greatest ni'mah. What is the greatest ni'mah? Raise your hand if you want to know. Allahu Akbar. Wallahi, I would not like to live for 1 second without Islam. I swear by Allah. The greatest ni'mah, the greatest gift, the greatest bounty is Al-Islam. I want you sometimes to think like I think. I think of this often. How would I be without Islam? How would you be without Islam? Respected sister, how would you be without Islam? Islam is everything. Islam is my life. Without it, I would not want to live for 1 second more. Islam is the only religion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us through this religion to worship one, Allah the Almighty. The Christians, how many do they worship? 3. God the Almighty, also Jesus, peace be upon him, also Jibreel. They say 3 in 1 and 1 in 3. The Jews, how many do they worship? Allah and Uzayr. As Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, وقالت عزير وقالت اليهود عزير ابن الله. The Jews have said that Uzayr is Ibn Allah, the son of Allah. And the Hindus worship hundreds, but thousands of gods. We're the only ones that worship Allah. Do we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He chose us as Muslims? People worship cows. Alhamdulillah, we don't worship a cow. Some people worship statues. Some people worship rats. Some people worship mankind. We're the only ones that worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's the greatest gift. The greatest ni'mah is al-Islam. For that reason, when we get up in the morning, there's a dua that we make. Who knows the dua? When you get up in the morning, there's a dua that we should all learn and we should all utter. What is it? Alhamdulillah, well done, very good, very close. Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'da ma amatana wa ilayhi nushur. Ya Allah. The first words that we should utter is all praises to Allah, who has given us life after our life has been taken away from us. And to Allah we shall return. Did you know, respected brothers and sisters, when you sleep, your soul exits your body. And it's called Al-Maut Al-Sughra, the small death. Every one of us, when we sleep, our soul exits the body. So when we, alhamdulillah, get up in the morning, we say, alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah, who has given us life after our life has been taken away from us. And to Allah we shall return. Wa ilayhi nushur. We thank Him that Allah has given us another day to come close to Him, another day to worship Him, another day to be obedient to our parents, another day to work, to study. Thank you, Allah, that we're still alive, that we can do things that is pleasing to you, because to you we're going to return. Isn't that right? So the greatest ni'mah that we have is Islam. Not Arabism, not nationalism. I should be proud that I'm a Muslim. And that's the saying of Umar. Umar said, radiyallahu an Umar, he said, نحن قوم أعزنا الله بالإسلام ليس بالعربية ولا الماليزية ولا الأفريقية ولا السعودية. نحن قوم أعزنا الله بالإسلام فمن ابتغى العزة بغير الإسلام أذله. يا الله محلاك يا الله. Umar radiallahu anhu said that we are people, as Arabs, we are people that Islam has given us honor. Not Arabism, not nationalism, not being a Malaysian or an African or a Saudi or Egyptian or Lebanese. No. Honor is through Islam. Some people are doctors and they don't have any honor because they worship a cow or worship a statue. Some people are lawyers and architects and engineers and they don't believe in the existence of Allah. They have no honor. They don't recognize that there's a creator to this amazing universe. Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب. Allah the Almighty has said, verily, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the rotation of the day and night, there are ayat, there are signs, there are evidence to those who think, to those who ponder. I want to ask you a question. Just imagine now you're walking in the desert and you saw this card, this piece of paper now. And I said to you that this card was made by itself. what would you say to me? Just imagine we're walking in the desert and you found this card, this white card. What do you say? And I said to you that this card has been made by itself. It fell from a tree and it became like this. What would you say to me? I'm crazy. I'm lunatic. I need to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist, isn't that right? Some people say that this amazing universe, the heavens and the earth, the stars, the trees, the mountains, have been created mere accident. They are called atheists. They don't believe in Allah. They don't believe that there's a creator. When you grab your phone, you say, wow, what an amazing invention. And it is. Here I'm speaking to someone on the other side of the world. Amazing invention. What about the heavens and the earth? Are they not amazing? Who created those? Who created those? Did you know if all the doctors and all scientists and everyone were to get together, they are not able to make like an ant. They are not able to make an ant. Allah. Or an eye. Or a finger. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the best creator. Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, beautiful verse. أَفَلَا يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبِلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ وَإِلَى السَّمَاءِ كَيْفَ رُفِعَتْ وَإِلَى الْجِبَالِ كَيْفَ نُصِبَتْ وَإِلَى الْأَرْضِ كَيْفَ سُطِحَتْ فَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرٌ لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِمُسَيْطِرٍ. Beautiful verses in the Quran. Allah wants us to think and ponder and look. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah the Almighty has said, have they not looked how the camels have been created? How they were born? And how the heavens has been risen? And how the mountains have been picked? And how the ground has been flattened? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Prophet, remind them. You are surely a reminder. You have no authority. You see, many of us are proud because we're from the Middle East or from the Gulf countries or from Asia. And they call people to their culture. In Islam, there is nothing wrong with culture. If culture goes along with the religion, alhamdulillah. But if culture contradicts the religion, then we put culture in the rubbish bin. Please, this is important. If I say to you, Qala Allah and Qala Rasul, would you accept? Of course you will accept. If I say to you, for example, that, pork, it's okay to eat it. You can drink alcohol, no problem. In our culture, people do this. You would come up to me and say, no, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbade alcohol and forbade eating pork. Just because a culture does it doesn't mean it becomes halal. We are Muslims. I want to ask you a question. Just imagine now a non-Muslim stops you on the street and asks, what is a Muslim? Raise your hand if you know. What is a Muslim?
A Muslim is someone who
Very good. Someone who believes. Give me more definition. Yes, Habibi.
someone
Someone
who worships Allah.
that worships Allah. Great. Yes?
Someone who submits himself to Allah.
Well done. Someone who submits himself or herself to Allah without any doubt, without any hesitation, without any doubt whatsoever. That's a Muslim. When you say you're a Muslim, that means you submit to Allah. That means you trust Allah. That means you love Allah. That's a Muslim. We're living at a time, it's very hard to be a Muslim because of social media, because of the television, because of some people who have ideologies that want to brainwash us. They want us to step away from Islam. So we have to be strong. You're a Muslim. You submit to Allah. you love Allah, you trust Allah. You see, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to tell his wives and the believing women and his daughters to wear the hijab, what happened? Allah the Almighty has said, قُلْ لِأَزْوَاجِكَ وَبَنَاتِكَ وَالنِّسَاءِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Allah the Almighty has said to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, say to your wives and your daughters and the believing women to cover up. Did they hesitate? Did they say later, I think about it, I'm too young, after I get married I wear the hijab? No! Because they love Allah and they trust Allah. So they ran to their houses, women ran to their houses and grabbed a hijab and put it on their heads. Because they loved Allah, they trusted Him. They know that whatever Allah commands them, it's beneficial. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to keep away from alcohol, why? Because Allah loves us. Allah cares about us. Allah knows that alcohol is, first of all, very harmful. You know, in Australia, the biggest killer in Australia is alcohol. People drink and drive. People drink and bash their wives or their kids. But because the governments are benefiting, like many governments, even some Islamic governments, they are benefiting financially, they let it go. Gambling is destroying homes. It's causing great divorce. But governments benefit, so they let it go. But Allah cares. Allah cares more than governments. Allah huwa ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allah is the most gracious, most merciful. So we submit to Allah. And we love Allah. Allah has said a beautiful verse in the Quran, which you all know. ما كان لمؤمن ولا مؤمنة إذا قضى الله ورسوله أمرا أن يكون لهم الخيرة. Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not appropriate, it's not right upon believing men or believing women when Allah judges an affair or His messenger that you have a choice in the matter. There's no choice. You're Muslim. You submit. Whatever Allah says, we do. Whatever the Prophet ﷺ says, we do. There is no doubt. Allow me to talk about Muslim identity. You're a Muslim and you submit to Allah. How do I become a strong Muslim? This is the question. How do I become strong, especially in this day and age? Some friends might say to you later on when you grow up, oh, watch these bad things on your iPad. Say, haram, I'm strong. Someone tells you to lie, to steal. Say, I'm strong, I'm a strong Muslim, I'm not going to do that. Someone tells you to bully, oh, look at this person, he's from a poor country or a poor family. Bully them, push them. Please don't do that. Say, no, I don't do that. Because Allah hates oppression. Allah hates dhulm. You need to be strong. You know who's the strongest person in the morning? Who is the strongest person? The strongest person in the world is the one that lifts the blanket, puts it aside, and gets up and prays Fajr. Well done, young man. That's the strongest person. The one that knows that Allahu Akbar is greater than anything else. He or she gets up knowing that Allah wants them to get up. Prayer benefits who? When I pray, does it benefit me or it benefits Allah? Who knows? Benefits me. I'm in need to pray. When I eat, I benefit or Allah benefits? I benefit. Prayer is the food of the heart. You see, our bodies are in need for two food. The Western world, most of them, they only give one food. They give food and drink for the body. But they don't give the food of the heart. They don't give the food of the heart. And that's why we're Muslims, alhamdulillah, we provide food for the heart. For that reason, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. Allah the Almighty has said, all you who believe, respond to Allah and to His Messenger, to that which gives you life. If a person does not respond to Allah and His Messenger, wallah, they are dead. Wallah. Their body is functioning, but their heart is dead. That's why the Western world is suffering. That's why in the West, like I live in Australia, I love Australia. Please don't get me wrong, I love Australia. And we can freely worship Allah without any interference whatsoever. But the Western world is suffering. There's a war in Australia, in America, in Canada, in Britain. The war of drugs. The war of alcohol. The war of gambling. The war of disrespecting the elders. Most of the youth don't respect their parents. They don't respect the teachers. They don't respect the police. There's a war of men don't know if they're women or women don't know if they're men. Major problem. The Western world, they are in a state of confusion. Islam is the solution. Allah, Islam is the solution. I actually feel sorry for the non-Muslims. Wallahi, sometimes I cry feeling sorry for the non-Muslims. Because we Muslims have the greatest privilege, which is Islam. We have the greatest gift. We have the greatest system. We don't implement it, allow me to say, the majority of Muslims don't implement it, nor do they tell others about Islam. You know, in Australia, when they get married, they drink alcohol. When they divorce, they drink alcohol. When their football team wins, they drink alcohol. When their football team loses, they drink alcohol. When they graduate from university, they drink alcohol. When they fail in university, they drink alcohol. When they're happy, they drink alcohol. And when they're sad, they drink alcohol. This is the Western world in general. And I'm not saying that because I'm bagging them. I'm saying that because I care about them. I care about the non-Muslims. I wish them hidayah. I wish them guidance. Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Allah the Almighty has said, and we've sent you to be merciful to all mankind. And the Prophet ﷺ said, إِرْحَمْ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يَرْحَمُكَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاءِ. The Prophet ﷺ said, show mercy upon those who are on the earth. Allah who's in the heavens will have mercy upon you. We Muslims, especially you young men, you young girls, may Allah bless you. You're the future. You are the future. We want you to carry the banner of Islam. We want you not just to claim that you're a doctor, we want you to study to become a doctor. Also, we don't want you just to claim that you're a Muslim, we want you to believe in Islam and practically implement it, fulfill it, live it. That's what we need to do. You all know this hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa ahabbu ila Allah min al-mu'min al-da'if." The Prophet ﷺ said, the strong believer, strong, not weak, weak, strong, is better and more love to Allah than the weak. Remember this. And we're not just talking about the strength in faith. Of course, that's the ultimate. Strength in iman, strength in, keeping up with your prayers, strength as in memorizing the Quran, strength in being obedient to your parents, even though that sometimes you disagree with them, but you still obey them, because knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you to do that. Strength in faith, strength in technology, strength physically. When you're a sports person, there's nothing wrong with that. That's an act of ibadah. When you're a tough boy, mashallah, that's great. When you play sports, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. Strong financially. Who helped the Prophet ﷺ from day one when he was propagating Islam? Raise your hand. No. Who helped? Khadija, our mother. Please, whenever you mention the name of the Sahaba, you say, radiyallahu anhu. Khadija, the wife of the Prophet ﷺ. This great woman, radiyallahu anha, she was the first person that supported the Prophet ﷺ. Emotionally, financially, radiyallahu ta'ala. She backed him up. She stood by him. She encouraged him. So there's nothing wrong with being rich. There's nothing wrong with being a strong Muslim. Physically, financially, faithfully. There's nothing wrong with that. And now, the Prophet ﷺ gives us the keys how to be strong. He said, احرص على ما ينفعك. I want to ask you these questions. Allow me to tell you the keys of being strong. He said, concern yourself with what benefits you. Don't watch Netflix day and night. Don't spend a lot of time on Facebook and, unfortunately, WhatsApp and Instagram and all this garbage that is corrupting our minds. You know, there's a saying, an English saying. You are what you eat. You eat good, you stay healthy. You eat bad, you become unhealthy. And I have a saying, you are what you see. You watch garbage on the television, on Netflix, you become garbage. Because what you're watching, it has an impact upon you. When you watch all these superheroes, he'll eventually be one of them. Watch the greatest hero, the Prophet ﷺ. Read about him. Follow his footsteps. Read about Isa, Jesus with you. About Musa, alayhi salatu. Read about these great people. Read about the Sahaba. Read about the A'imma, Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, Malik, Ahmad, Muhammad. Read. Because when you read about them, you follow their footsteps. But when you read about thugs, troublemakers, fake heroes, women who undress, and they think that that's, something that of an honor, you follow them. Please be careful. So the Prophet ﷺ said, "Ihras ala ma yanfa'uk." Concern yourself with what benefits you. Read what benefits you. Wasta'in billah, and ask Allah for help. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ask Allah for help. Oh Allah, please help me. Oh Allah, I'm weak. Oh Allah, strengthen me. Wasta'in billah. And then he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wa la ta'jaz, and never give up. Never despair. This is the quality of a Muslim. They're tough. Wa la ta'jaz, never give up. You want to memorize the Quran? Never give up. You want to memorize the Hadith? Never give up. You want to be an Imam, inshaAllah? Never give up. You want to be a doctor with Islamic knowledge? Never despair. Never give up. Never give up. وَلَا تَعْجَزْ. I love this Hadith. And then he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ولا تقل لو أني فعلت كذا وكذا لكانت كذا ولكن قل قدر الله وما شاء فعل فإن لو تفتح أبواب الشر. Shaitan always wants you to feel that you are insignificant, that you're hopeless, that you're worthless. For that reason, the Prophet ﷺ said, لا تحقرن من المعروف شيئا ولو أن تلقى أخاك بوجه الكرم. The Prophet ﷺ said, don't look down at anything that you do of good. You memorize one word of the Quran, great. You gave half a ringgit, alhamdulillah. Don't look down at this and say, oh, that's insignificant. Shaitan is playing with you. You read, alhamdulillah, one line, great. So the Prophet ﷺ said, do not look down at anything that you do of good, even smiling in front of people. This is what? When I'm smiling, charity, sadaqah. Al-ibtisama biwajhi akhika sadaqah. Once I went to Sydney and I gave a lecture. I said, before I start, I want from every one of you sadaqah. They said, oh no, this Syeikh again, he wants to raise money. I said, no, smile. Because in Sydney they barely smile. In Melbourne they smile a lot. So subhanallah al-azim, the Prophet ﷺ said, he said, don't say if I did this, this would have happened, and if I did this, this would have happened. Say that Allah has preordained this, and that is it. Because if opens the door of shaitan. You see, some of us commit sins. Even sheikhs, they sometimes commit sins, wrongdoings. None of us are perfect. The perfect is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But shaitan comes to those people who have committed sins, and the shaitan would say, don't repent, don't make tawbah, don't ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, Allah will not forgive you. Continue on committing sins. And shaitan would say, oh, if this was to happen, don't open that door of shaitan. We all have read this verse from the Quran. Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala, Inna Allah yaghfiru al-dhunub jami'a. Allah forgives all sins. Allah is the most loving. Allah is the most caring. Allah cares more about you than you. Allah cares more about you than your mum and dad. Allah cares. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to do this and to keep away from this. Just imagine, I have 11 kids, huh? MashaAllah, Allahumma barik. Say, Allahumma barik. I have 11 kids. Just imagine you come to my house and you see my kids, one is yelling, one is screaming, one is throwing things, one is abusing. What do you say? What would you say? What kind of father is that? What kind of mother is that? Isn't that right? The same thing. Allah the Almighty created us and He said, do good things. Avoid bad things. Because Allah loves us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended books. And the final book is Al-Quran. Allah sent prophets, and the final prophet is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Allah has created us in a natural instinct that we're naturally Muslims. Did you know that every non-Muslim boy or girl are really Muslims? Did you know the kids, even if they're born from a Jewish family or a Christian or a Buddhist family, they are Muslims? The Prophet ﷺ said, كُلُّ مَوْلُودٍ يُولَدْ عَلَى الْفِطْرَةِ. Every newborn is born in a state of natural belief. Their parents make him a Jew, or a Christian, or a Mecca. Every young boy and young girl knows that there's only one God. They know that this statue can't be a God. That this man, Muhammad ﷺ, he can't be a God or son of God. They know. It's planted in them. But through the influence of parents, through the brainwashing of parents, they become a Jew or a Christian or whatever. So we need to strengthen this. We're Muslims, and we're proud that we're Muslims. Don't you want to feel good within you? Do you want to feel good? You can only feel good by being a true Muslim. Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةِ وَلِرَسُولِهِ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَكِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Allah the Almighty has said, and honor belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to His Messenger. And He didn't say to the Muslims, He said to the believers, because there's Muslim, above the Muslim, what is there? Mu'min. Oh Allah, Ya Rabbi, ij'alna min al-mu'minin. Oh Allah, make us of those that are true believers. A Muslim drinks alcohol. Yes, some Muslims drink alcohol. Some Muslims smoke. Some Muslims abuse their parents. They're not good Muslims, but they're still Muslims. But a mu'min is very obedient to their parents. A mu'min respects Muslims and respects non-Muslims. A mu'min conveys the message of Allah to Muslims and non-Muslims. A mu'min respects the elders, doesn't matter who they are. A mu'min has concern. A mu'min does not backbite. A mu'min does not belittle others. Oh, you're from this country or you're from this tribe. A mu'min doesn't do that. A mu'min. A mu'min does not deal in usury. A mu'min is not racist. You know who was the first racist? Who was he? The first racist. Shaitan. Good boy, may Allah bless. He said, Ana khayrun minhu. Shaitan said, when Allah commanded him to prostrate to Adam, he said, I am better than him. Excuse me, why are you better? Why are you better? Why am I better? There's no one better here. The Prophet ﷺ, he said in his farewell sermon, last khutbah, he said, there is no difference between an Arab and non-Arab except in taqwa, except in iman, except in faith. You know the story of Bilal? Bilal radiallahu. Once one of the Sahaba, his name is Abu Dhar. Abu Dhar radiallahu anhu, he got angry at Bilal and he said to him, you are the son of a black woman. Astaghfirullah. So Bilal al-Habashi, he went to the Prophet ﷺ. Bilal al-Habashi, he came from where? From Abyssinia. He went to the Prophet ﷺ and he said to him that Abu Dhar has said this to me. The Prophet ﷺ was so angry. And he looked at Abu Dhar. He said, you're a man that has still this pre-ideology, before Islam ideology. Abu Dhar regretted his action. He felt bad, and there's nothing wrong. Respect the brothers, please, and sisters. It's wrong to do wrong. And it's a bigger wrong to maintain doing wrong. But the biggest wrong is the thing that Allah does not forgive you. Okay? Abu Dhar radiallahu anhu, he came to Bilal and he laid in front of him on the floor. He said, I'm not going to get up until you stomp me with your foot. I want you to put your foot on my head. Because he regretted his action. He did something bad and then he regretted it. And that's a good Muslim. I love people. When they do something wrong, they say, sorry brother, I did something wrong. Please forgive me. I love it. You know, it's a beautiful character. You know, the wife, she makes a mistake with her husband, say, forgive me. Husband makes a mistake with his wife, please forgive me. Respect the wife. And the more you forgive, the more Allah loves you and forgives you. Allah has said, subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And those who forgive people, Allah loves them. Allah loves those who forgive people. And the Prophet ﷺ said, مَا زَادَ اللَّهُ عَبْدًا يَعْفُ إِلَّا عِزًّا. The more you forgive, the more Allah lifts your honor. Allah lifts your status. That's what the Prophet ﷺ said. So that's a believer that forgives. Because when you forgive, Allah forgives. And Allah loves you. Allah has said, subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And those who forgive people, Allah loves the good ones. This is the strong person that forgives. This is the strong person that wants to convey the message of Allah. This is the strong person. That's a Muslim who submits and surrenders to Allah because he loves Allah. He trusts Allah. I want to ask you now a question. Just imagine a doctor says that you need an operation. And you're hesitant, even though that this doctor is known, he's a specialist. You might be, 80% sure that he's right. You might ask for another opinion, and another opinion. All the doctors say you must have this operation. Would you accept? Of course you'll accept. What about what Allah commands you to do? Why do we hesitate? When Allah, the most loving, the one who created us, the one who descended books and sent prophets, and He's the one who made us, and He's the one that can take us at any time. Why are we hesitant when Allah commands us? And we're not hesitant when 3 doctors say that you need to do this. So we should love Allah. We should straight away submit to Allah. So whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands, we do. Because we trust Him. We love Him. We honor Him. Isn't that right? So we Muslims should be strong. We should be tough. We should be firm. We shouldn't be shaken. You know, finally, Allah the Almighty has said a scary ayah. A scary ayah. It's actually, this ayah scares me. Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَعْبُدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى حَرْفٍ فَإِنْ أَصَابَهُ خَيْرٌ طَمَأَنَّ بِهِ وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ فِتْنَةٌ انقَلَبَ عَلَى وَجْهِهِ خَسِرَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةَ ذَلِكَ. Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there are people that worship Allah on an edge. They're on the edge. If good happens, they say alhamdulillah, they're grateful. If bad happens, because they're living on an edge, they fall back from the cliff. They lose in this life and hereafter. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. This is the clear loss. So let us not worship Allah on an edge. Come into Islam deeply, so you can be in a safe haven. That's what we need to do. I ask Allah, the Almighty, to bless you and to keep you steadfast in this difficult age. Please, social media is the biggest addiction in this day and age. It has caused divorce. It has caused suicide. It has caused self-harm. It has caused people to leave their religion. It has caused people, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, to hate others. There's a lot of benefits, but then there's a lot of harm. A lot of pain, unfortunately, a lot of wasting of time we find. A lot of people, unfortunately, they spend ample of time on it. They're less likely to work. They're less likely to socialize. Their friends are here. Their friends are not in front of them. Please be careful. That's my advice. It has become an epidemic. They reckon 80% of people who are divorcing in this day and age, it is because of social media. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever. Many husbands and wives are married to the phone. Not that they're husbands. Control this. This is like a wild horse. You either control it or it will control you. Use it. I'm not saying not to use it, but don't allow it to use you. May Allah keep you steadfast in this day and age. Now we're going to give you an opportunity to ask questions, inshallah. So whoever has a question, raise your hand, inshallah. Yes, sir. That's a very good question. Yes, I was born a Muslim, but my grandfather was a Christian, and obviously he's from Lebanon. He embraced Islam at an age of 13 because his employer was a good Muslim and he had beautiful character. He would smile in front of the customers and he would speak about it. So at an age of 13, I just want you to please contemplate this. At an age of 13, he embraced Islam. His parents are very strict Maronite Christians from Lebanon. They said he's young, he's foolish. He will grow out of this. So at an age of 15, he was firm. He was strong. So his family called him, very rich family. They said to him, you have two choices. You leave Islam or you leave the house. At an age of 15. He said, I will never leave Islam. And he used to chant and sing inside the church when he was a Christian. So there was a family that felt sorry for him. So, and they were migrating to Brazil. So they took him. He stayed in Brazil for 10 years and he used to work in textile. Came back to Lebanon. Saved substantial amount of money. And then he went into a partnership with a Muslim. This Muslim ripped him off. Cheated him. You think you want to go into Jannah for free? You're going to be tested. Life is full of tests. From one test, you finish it, one, then another. That's life. So his family came to him. And they said to him, we've heard that you've lost everything. He said, that's not true. I'm a multi-millionaire. They said, what? Your friend told us that you've lost everything. He said, no, I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm a Muslim. If you were to count the blessing of Allah, you'll never be able to count it. And some stupid Muslims in Australia and other countries, they think it's okay, it's halal to cheat a non-Muslim. Wallahi, they don't know Islam. The Prophet ﷺ said, Man ghasha falaysa minna. Whoever cheats, he's not of us. Whether you cheat a Muslim or non-Muslim, it's actually worse to cheat a non-Muslim. Because you're a Muslim, you're an ambassador. You're a great role model. But Allah wanted to test my grandfather. They said to him, if you leave Islam, we'll give you everything, we'll compensate you. He said, no, no way. And he changed his name from Zabli to Muhtadi. And my surname's name is Muhtadi. Alhamdulillah. And his family tried to kill him. There was few attempts to kill him. But Allah saved him. I came to Australia at an age of 8 years old. I've been in Australia for about 45 years. I was Victorian champion kickboxer, so if you give me a hard time, I can belt you, inshallah. As I said, I have, alhamdulillah, 11 children from one wife. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. And I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have 14 grandchildren, but this is private, this is secret, don't tell anyone about that. Alhamdulillah, I have a few of my kids. My oldest, alhamdulillah, she's a girl, her name is Mona, and then Hamza, and then Zainab, and then boy, and then girl. So how many is that? 11. I thank Allah for the greatest blessing, which is Islam, and then my family. And one of the greatest blessings that I thank Allah for day and night is I'm a da'i in Allah. I call people to Allah. And I've seen in my days over 1,000 people, alhamdulillah, have embraced Islam. From all different backgrounds. Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus, wallah, atheists. I thank Allah day and night that Allah has given me this ability to fulfill the job of the prophets. And inshallah, you respect the prophets. And you respect the sisters. Your ambition should be to convey the message of Allah. Not just in Malaysia, everywhere in the world. Another question? Yes.
If we are Muslims, can we like, if we are Muslims, can we convert to another religion?
Yes. The young girl asked me a question. If we're Muslims, can we convert to another religion? If you want to convert to another religion, that is a choice that you make. But if you do, we believe that the Muslim will go to heaven and the non-Muslim will go to hell. And the Christians believe that the Christians will go to heaven and the Muslims and others will go to hell. The Jews believe the same thing, that the Jews are going to go to heaven and the rest of faith are going to go to hell. Allow me to tell you the difference. We Muslims believe in Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Jesus and in Moses. We believe in all the prophets. Okay, so we're going to go to heaven because we believe in Jesus. And we're going to go to heaven because we believe in Moses. But they will not go to heaven because they don't believe in Muhammad. And as I said, all the prophets conveyed one message. Remember this message, please. La ilaha illallah. There is no God worthy of worship. Muhammad, peace be upon him, is not worthy of worship. Jesus, not worthy of worship. Moses, Ibrahim, no. Illallah. Only Allah is worthy of worship. And that's the difference between Islam and other beliefs. That is the only difference. That's the fundamental difference. Character, all of them have nice character. The Hindus, the Buddhists, the Syeikh, they all have nice character. But we're talking about belief. Remember these 3 rights. Please don't forget those. These 3 rights Allah has created us to fulfill. The rights of the Creator, Allah. Allah created us to worship Him. The rights of others, human beings, parents on top of that, Muslims, non-Muslims, given the rights of others. The rights of Allah is first. The rights of others and the rights of oneself. To get married, to sleep, to work. Now there are people who are good to others. Many non-Muslims are very good to others. Great. God will reward them in this life. But if they don't worship God alone, they will go. But allow me to tell you something. The non-Muslims are divided to three. Some who don't know anything about Islam. They don't know anything about Quran. They don't know anything about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like some people allow me to say, in Brazil. They don't know any Muslims. They live in the bush, in the forest. And there are people who don't know anything about Islam. Allah has said subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. Allah has said we will not punish them until we send them a messenger. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not punish those. That's one category of non-Muslims. And you have the other one, that they heard about Islam in a misconception manner. They've been told by their priest or by their rabbi or whoever that Muslims are terrorists and fundamentalists and extremists and this and that. Trust me, if Islam is about terrorism, I would never be a Muslim. Wallahi. I know my deen, I know my religion. These people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold them accountable. But there's one category of the non-Muslims, they know the truth, but they're not willing to accept the truth. These people will be punished. They know the truth. They know the purpose of existence. They've seen enough evidence and proofs, and they won't accept. These people will certainly go there, and I have no doubts about it. Another question? Last question.
Why do non-Muslims, example like Cyprus, drink alcohol when they know at least that alcohol and alcohol is one of these hundred people?
That's a very good question. That's a beautiful question. Why do people drink alcohol knowing it's harmful? Because it's a habit. Because it's a social gathering. Like in Australia, as I said, I love Australia. I'm proud to be a Muslim Australian. I love Australia, please don't get me wrong. And we have freedom there more than the majority of Islamic countries. If a governor or a prime minister stuffs up, we can tell him, excuse me, you're wrong. No problem. Freedom. But she asks me a very good question. If people know it's harmful, why do they still take drugs or alcohol? Because people, they know no better. You see, I take drugs, please. Again, this is secret. I take 5 types of drugs. It's called Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. Wallahi al-Azim. When I take those, I feel high. I swear. And I'm addicted to it. The Prophet ﷺ has said to Bilal, Bilal, أرحنا بها يا Bilal. Oh Bilal, أرحنا بها, make us rest by it. They used to rest through prayer. They used to get these high feelings through prayer. Brothers and sisters, we are in need to connect with Allah. What is prayer? Who knows what prayer is? To connect with Allah. To connect with our Maker, our Creator. To have that feelings with Him. When are you the closest to Allah? When? When are you the closest to Allah? Sujood. When you put your head on the ground, you say, Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. Glory to He who is most high. You are the closest to Allah. Here you are, you're speaking to the ground, and Allah who is above all the heaven can hear you. And He will give you whatever you wish. Be patient. Id'u Allah. The Prophet said, Id'u Allah wa antum muqinuna bil ijaba. Make dua to Allah and you have certainty that Allah is going to respond. Don't make half-hearted dua just from your mouth. Make it from your heart. Oh Allah, show me the truth. Oh Allah, keep me steadfast. Oh Allah, guide my wife. Oh Allah, guide my husband. Oh Allah, guide my children. Speak to Allah. Allah loves when you speak to Him. Allah loves it. May Allah bless you. I ask Allah in this difficult age that me and you stay steadfast and firm. I'm privileged and honored that you guys invited me. And Alhamdulillah, inshallah, one day we will meet in Al-Firdaus Al-A'la amongst the prophets and those that are truthful and those that are martyrs. May Allah bless you. Jazakallah khair. I really appreciate it.
Jazakallah khair. I hope that you've all benefited from this. More questions? Yeah? Do you mind taking
Last question.
Okay, so who wants to ask a question?